All right, guys. So something that you'll run into as you grow a business is doing small jobs and still being profitable and having minimum charges. What we've got here today is a bunch of little jobs. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one's actually already done, but just want to kind of show you so you can see what I'm referring to. And these are all, when I say small jobs, they're hour to 2 hour or less. And a lot of times, your bigger companies, they start to grow and they just start, they quit doing stuff like this. And we've kind of got to that point in business. It's not that I don't want to do them. The problem is we've got other projects that are a lot larger, and it has nothing to do with money. It's strictly the fact, in the end, it probably boils down to money, but it's strictly the fact that we're on larger projects, and to pull my guys off or to stop what they're doing to do this little fix that takes 20 minutes, or adding pieces here that takes 20 minutes, or welding this little piece on here that takes 15 minutes. This one's going to be a little more extensive, but this is for a bigger customer that sends us thousands and thousands of dollars of work a year. Matter of fact, the stainless job we just did, that was, as you saw, very, very large project. This is for them. So that's why I gladly take these, because over the grand scheme of things throughout the year, they send us a lot of work. So I don't mind taking these. And these other ones too, this is a larger customer. These two here just, kind of one and done customers a lot of times. I think we've done one other thing for him. But basically what it boils down to is I charge a minimum. So we have, our hourly rate is currently $80 an hour. If things start to continue to increase as far as prices on fuel, prices on material, then our hourly rate's gonna go up. And I don't have a problem going up. We do very good work. We're confident and very meticulous about what we do, and our customers come back. They don't question us. So these here, and what I try to do is, if it works out, doesn't always work out. Sometimes you'll have something like this and it'll sit here 2 or 3 days, you don't have anything else, so you have to jump on it and knock it out. But what I try to do is just pile a bunch of little stuff up together over a few days or a week or so, and unless the customer's in dire need of it, I can pile them up and do them all at one time, because these three are all TIG welded. This one here, we had the MIG gun already set up. The guys were actually doing something yesterday, and so I did all the heating. Basically, this is just a cone. All it is a piece of 1/4-inch flat plate. It's actually a good little design. I may steal it. It bolts to the back of a bucket truck, and it holds cones. It's just a flat plate, and it holds safety road cones. So all I had to do, it was mangled pretty good. Took the rosebud on the torch, heated it up, beat it all flat, got it flattened out, beveled these edges, and had Tom buzz over it while he was doing something else. Took him 5 seconds, grinded it, cleaned it up, put it outside, wire wheeled it, and painted it. So it's ready to go. They're picking that up today, but just want to kind of throw this in here because it still goes with this, this 1 hour or less kind of deal. This one here, it's a cap that needs, these are too small. The diameter here is like 4 inches, and he needs 8 inches. So I've got to put 4 more pieces, and that just keeps it from moving. It's just a cap that sits down on top of a piece of pipe. This one here is a motorcycle, some kind of bracket, and his exact words were, he can't find them. And so he actually brought me the piece already beveled. And like I said, I don't know what this is, but so I put that there in that box so I don't lose the pieces. And then this here is off a vac truck. This happened due to the backhoe operator. Somehow hit that. So what I'm going to do is actually probably go ahead and try to take the porter power, and I'm going to slide it in here, and I'm going to see if I can just wedge this out a little bit and get this pushed out. And then probably a lot of this I'm going to cut off, just because it's not worth taking the time to bend this back. I want it nice and clean. I'll get it all smoothed up, cut this out, and make a nice little, some kind of rectangular square. I'll cut a piece, I'll take it over there and roll it on the roller to match this contour, and then I'll TIG weld it up. And that should be it on that one. Like I was saying, what I try to do is get a bunch of little stuff like that lined up, so where you're not stopping, setting up this whole welder, you know, because you got to set the TIG welder up, plug it up. If you're on aluminum, you got to switch it over, switch your tungsten, get it all set up, and then you know, get ready to go, prep all your material. So by the time you do that, you know, you got 15 or 20 minutes just getting this set up, getting your grinder out and doing all that, if you're not already set up doing something. So what I try to do is get set up to do a bunch of these at one time. So perfect example today, both the guys, Josh and Tom, are out on the install over at NCA&T doing some awning repair. And so perfect time to do it. There's nothing going on. I can have the table to myself, get all these little things set up, and prep everything and weld them all at the same time. So I've got 2 aluminum, 1 stainless. Like I said, this piece here is already done. So I just wanted to show you that. It's sitting outside, ready to go. Got to finish 2 little things on that grill and it'll be done. And Josh started this yesterday. Quick connect, we actually modified this about a year ago. This is a CID, which I think they're actually local. I think they're actually in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. So quick connect goes on a tractor. When they bought it, this piece was here somewhere, I think, or I can't remember now. I think that's right. Anyway, it wasn't wide enough for his the fork pieces to go off the tractor. They wouldn't fit in here. So he widened this, and then he went to use it a few months later with a different bucket, and the bucket wouldn't tilt all the way forward and dump out. It would like get to there and stop instead of going to there. And so what I did, I went over and measured the old one they have, and the only difference I could see, the offset from here to here and here to here were exactly the same. We've already got those cut out. Josh started that yesterday afternoon late, and got them cut out. And what we're going to do is so this is the little sleeves, and you can see he's already got it marked right here. The only difference was it was 11.5 from the center of this pin to this pin. And so I'm going to copy the old one. We didn't make any of this. This is factory. We're just going to slide this down and cut that hole out, slide this in, weld it up, and then we'll take a piece of flat plate and just fill these holes back in. Like I said, we just took the plasma, cut them out. We'll cap them off. This will get slid in right there. We'll line it up using these pins, make sure they're perfectly in line, and then we'll weld them back up. And hopefully they'll be in business, but got that to do today too. As soon as they get back, I'll work on that this afternoon. And like I said, I'm gonna get set up, got the welder out, and we're gonna jump on these. All right, so the first one I'm gonna do is this little motorcycle bracket. As you can see, it's got a hole there. I'm hoping this goes like that. And he said he would drill the hole, so I just got to weld that up, smooth it up a little bit. But what I'm gonna do is first knock off this little paint. So what I did there, because I can't hold pressure because this is not exactly flat, there's a little bevel here on the back side, and I wanted that flat. Pretty close. I wanted to, so what I did was just tack it and kind of fuse it and just kind of work my torch in a little circle, and that puts heat back and forth across there, and what that allows it to do is just let that melt, and then you just kind of work that together, and you have just a little tack that way that holds together, because I can't push this down. I could have put a clamp on it, but I can't feed any filler rod. So now what I'll do is I'll make sure it's flat, and then I'll sig it all up. That branch of this dang frame. What I'm doing is I'm just eyeballing it to make sure it's exactly the same as this side, and then I'll tack it on the opposite corner. Use a little filler rod on that one. He's already beveled this piece, so that's why I didn't have to bevel it. He already did that for me. I've just got that tack there. Should be good to go ahead and weld it up. Now I've got my machine set on 160 amps, but I doubt very seriously I'm much over 60 or 70. Might actually be able to see it in the camera behind me. Exactly what I didn't want to happen just did. I kind of held the heat just a little too long, and it flew through on the end. All I gotta do is go back and fill that up. That's the thing with aluminum, it can go from not enough heat to too much really, really quick. Not a big deal. Overfilled it, and then I'll just smooth that out. I need to grind that anyway, and that gives me a little bit extra to grind off, because he needs it to be smooth, because it technically should look like this. Although I'm probably not going to grind that much. I'll let him do that because he knows what it's going on. I'm assuming it's some kind of little fender bracket or something. That's what it looks like. It goes on the back. So that's that. That's welded up, and I'll let that cool off. It's pretty warm. And we'll get this other piece over here. So while the aluminum piece for the motorcycle is cooling off, we've got this. It's actually a tank. It's a cap to a septic tank or something. I'm gonna mark the center here because there's the center. Basically this piece here, what it's setting on, it's moving too much because I guess the hole in the top of this tank where this sets is 8.5 inches, and this is only at the widest point 5 1/4. And so it moves. So if he hits it with a lawnmower or something, so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna leave those pieces on there honestly because they're TIG welded around here and I don't even want to cut them off. What I'm gonna do is just go four and a quarter each way. That gives me the tank opening, and then I'm gonna go 8 inches. So I'm gonna come in from there just a little bit. What I'm gonna do, pop the center, sharpen my pencil, put this where I just popped the center, put my protractor in there, go to my mark, and I have a perfectly round circle that should be 8.5 inches. And it is. So now, like I said, pop the center with my center punch, put my protractor in it, mark to the outside, and now I've got 8.5 inch circle. So I know that I have to stay inside of that. So I've got to look and see what I've got. I don't have anything that's shaped like this. I've got some angle, maybe some flat bar. I just need basically 4 little tabs inside of that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and draw an 8 inch circle as well. I came in a quarter, because a quarter and a quarter is a half. That gives me an 8 inch circle. So now I can put my little brackets inside that circle, and voila.
Let me clean these up first. That's cleaned up. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. Just one of each corner. Well, there's no corners because it's a round circle. And this plate, I'm not sure where it came from, but it definitely isn't round. So let's swap over. Take out our pure tungsten that we're using for the aluminum.
And I'll take my little mini tri-square here, get it set to square 90 degrees. Back one side, square it. Honestly, you could probably fuse that whole thing and it'd be just fine, but I'm gonna put some filler rod in there once I get them all packed on. What I was using for the aluminum was 4043 1/16 filler rod. I've got all my rods here on the side on a little custom bracket we made, little shelf, and on the top of these canisters is the type and the size. So what I'm going to use next is 1/16 308. The same diameter as the aluminum, but this is of course stainless. And there you have it. 4 new pieces. So these are obsolete now, but they're not in the way because it's an open hole. You've got an 8.5-inch circle. Just inside that you have an 8-inch circle, which is where my brackets are. So I did not weld on the outside just because I didn't want anything to hit. So I just walked the cup, tigged them up with some 308 1/16 rod. Like I said, you could have brazed it, but just for a little extra strength because of where it's going and getting run over by lawnmowers and so forth. Just want to make sure we're covered. So set her to the side and let her cool off. We'll grind this aluminum piece. So this is what it's supposed to look like. And that's what we got. Like I said, he's going to drill the hole so he can put it up there and mark it and get the hole exactly where it needs to go, but she's done. All right, so we're on to the next one here. This is the aluminum vacuum pipe off a back truck. And I've got my porta power out. The only thing I can use really is my little jaw thing. I don't know what you call it. This is a 1/2 ton piece here. This is a 4-ton jack, but this is only a 1/2 ton. So I tried it and it won't quite open up. So what I'm gonna do is stick one of these blocks of wood in here. And what I'm trying to do is this section sunk in. I just want to get this out a little bit before I do any kind of cutting. I'm gonna try to see if I push it against that before it works. I can heat it with a torch. Aluminum's pretty soft, but at the same time, it's got some rigidity to it. So it's not just move like you think. I can definitely heat it up if I have to. May have gotten everything I can manually out of it. Let's see. And let's try another board to close that gap. Problem is, still got to get my arm in there. Pop through, pushed a little too hard there. So you can see I'm having to over push because just like any other kind of metal, it's going to retract a little bit. Kind of have to be a body man, know how to do body work. Luckily in the past I've actually done some. It helps when you're manipulating metal. What I'm trying to do is push this out, but what's happened, it's sunk in, so this part here is raised up. So what I'm trying to do without having to heat is hit this part and knock it down to allow this part to come out. So instead of being round, right now it's more of like an oblong shape. It's here. I need it for it to be here. And it's pretty close. It's getting there. may come up and hit that dent right there, and then I'd have to hammer and dolly a little bit on this. I'd wear my little mouth thing, I'll call it the Pac-Man, my little Pac-Man, pushed out a little hard and punctured there and there. I'll have to hammer and dolly that just a little bit. Not a big deal. See, it's sinking back in just a little bit, so I don't know if I can get it down there. I can see it through my hole, but it's just almost out of reach. I'm not actually going to go inside the hole. I'm actually going to cap it on the outside, but I want to cut all this bad stuff off. Use a wrap around here. That's what you do your pipe layout. What I'm gonna do is try to get as close to the edge as possible, because I don't want to cut as little as possible. Nice little rectangle there. Glasses.
And voila! Voila! You have a nice little rectangle. I'll oversize my patch by about half to an inch, maybe half to an inch.
gonna make it 6 inches wide. We're gonna go with 10 to start with, so 6 by 10, and we need to roll it. But in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can get some of that kink out. This isn't too awful bad. So what I've got here is my 10 Smith roller. It's a 48 inch, and I've opened the wheels up. So what I'm gonna do is just run it through, get a test run here to see where we're at. Make sure you're straight. And then I'll just start easing up on the wheels about 2 turns at a time. I'm gonna double roll. The reason I'm double rolling is just to make sure my arch is the same, because you're gonna have a little flat spot on the end. That's one reason you make it longer. Anytime you roll stuff, you need it to be longer so you can have the flat spots and you can cut those off. I'm gonna smack it on the table and just open that up. It rolled a little tighter on one side, which is actually good because this thing is definitely not completely round. What I'm gonna probably have to do is get it tight on the corner. So over here's good. That's pretty close. I can tack all that, and then I'll have to work this way. Probably put the Porta Power back in here and squeeze this out because I've got a pretty good sized gap, and I don't want to beat on that until it goes in. I'll try to push this out to meet it. But we can probably go ahead and tack this side on It's extremely close. Maybe just tap this down just a hair. And, let's see if I can fuse it here. This pipe is dirty. It's gonna probably give me a fit. Not too bad, the machine's set pretty good. Kind of a 50-50, it's probably halfway on the penetration cleaning mode. A lot of times I'll run it auto, I used to, and I've gotten to where I switched over now. It seems to do better if I kind of manually control that. This side's not off too bad at all. If I can squeeze that in, tack it the same way. I'm not gonna be able to hold. That's gonna get. I'm not gonna be able to hold. That's gonna get too hot. Beat this down. What I'm trying to do is pretty much weld everything except for this little area right here in the corner. I'm gonna have to push that out. What I'm trying to do is get this where I can tack it so it'll hold everything when I do push that out. Got a little bit of gap here. Keep my dang tungsten out of it. Thought it will be in good shape. All right, so for the most part, I did exactly what I said I was gonna do. I just had to tap that down. I can't get that to come out quite any more. I can't get this to come out really anymore. I'm pushing, but it's sinking back in, and I don't want to heat that up. So everything from there over, and even this, I had to push on this a little bit. I didn't have to beat it. This, I just tapped down probably 1/8 of an inch or so, maybe 3/16. But you can see it's pretty tight gap. Got about maybe an 1/8 there, but not a problem to fill that. Nice and tight all the way around. Got a little gap right there. So we'll TIG weld that up and roll on. Laying it down right there the first couple inches, then I hit a booger. That was coming uphill too. For some reason I do really good going uphill. Take a little. You constantly have to watch the puddle though, because like I said, you'll see it start to spread out now. You know it's getting too much heat, you have to let off the pedal or just go quicker. And when you start, you gotta go those flows if you want it to run into that last flow you had when you stop. I'm almost having to walk the stuff to get a little bit of gap. Easier that way. This is my little tight here. And then I can get the rest of the way. See if I can get some more oval shape out. And there you go. It's all tiggity up. All right, guys, so there's some little small jobs, something that's definitely something you'll start out on that you'll get a lot of. And I mean, we've been in business 7-8 years and still get them all the time. A lot of them are just repeat customers. A lot of them are well, just repeat customers. We don't do a lot of walk-in traffic like new stuff. Most of it's repeat, which is fine. We're as busy as we can be right now, and so when you have stuff like this, total time I've got about 2.5 hours in everything. Of course, this didn't take near as long. This was 1.5 hours probably, and all that, plus you're setting up. So you got stainless here. Just TIG, you saw we fused those, get those little pieces on, TIG'd them up. 1/16 rod. That piece over there is aluminum. Use the same thing, 1/16. Tacked it on. He's gonna come back and drill the hole for that. That's for the motorcycle. This piece here is for cones. It goes on the back of a bucket truck or brush truck, and they use that to stack the cones on. And then this is off of a vac truck. It's off a vac truck that they use to suck out sewers, clean sewers, and so forth. So 4 little jobs right there. Total probably, I don't know, 400 bucks, something like that. That one I did 1 hour minimum, just because I did that by itself. These two, I can cut them a break because I did all these together, these 3. So I was already set up, so I can kind of just, you know, help them out. I'm not here to gouge anybody, as long as I'm covered and we're making what we need to make. I'm not trying to gouge people. I am here to make more than just a living. That's why I'm in business for myself. I love what I do. I enjoy it, but I'm here to do more than just make a living and make a paycheck. That's not what this is about. And like I said, I help people out. We try to do what's right. I'm not gonna, you know, if I don't have 3 hours and something, I'm not gonna charge them 3 hours unless it's on the road, like the guys are doing today. We have a minimum, and like I said, we do have a minimum here, 1 hour minimum, but sometimes you can fluctuate that a little bit. That's why I'm the owner. I can do what I want. Take care of your customers. That's what it's all about. So, with that being said, there's money to be made doing small jobs. Just be very efficient about it and do it with a purpose, And so if you've got multiple jobs, you know, and you know that they're going to come in, stack them up. Let your customers know, hey, if you want this quick, it's going to cost you a little more. If you'll hang on for a few days, I've got some other stuff coming. I can do them all at one time, save you a little bit of money. They'll appreciate it in the end. So sometimes you can't, sometimes they got to have it. You know, if that vac truck was down and needed that, I would have done it that day, and of course it would have cost them more. But you know, it's part of being a business. Everything's not the same. Every day is different. Something is going to change, and you have to learn to roll with the punches. So now the welder's cut off. Hope this helps. Hope you guys got some unbelievable information. TIG welding stuff, if you got questions, I can usually answer it. I do know a lot about it. Like I said, I'm not the best at TIG welding, but when you own the business and you have stuff coming in and guys are out on the job, got to get it done. So you have to figure it out, and one way or another, the job's got to get done. So I'm gonna clean this up and go on to something else. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Hope you click the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Have an awesome day, guys.